Hello?
Hello?
Hey brother?
Hey,
Hey man. So guys, ini kita guys nyentok episode 2 nya BUBARENG ya. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yay, welcome bro. You
oh,
know what's...
you're live already?
Yeah, I'm already live man. Been waiting for you man.
My bad.
You know what's a cue? You know just now? What did I tell you to say man?
Hello Indonesia, selamat malam.
Yeah. mau BUBARENG facecam nggak guys? Facecamnya?
Yep. Yeah, let me turn on. Alright. There we go, all good.
Looking good man. Alright. Bahasa English kan kita ada translator di sini guys, kan ada amdal kan. Kalau gak usah amdal, ya kita udah langsung gas sih. At least sekarang ini amdal ada gunanya. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this in English, but then we have a translator who does it in Indonesian bahasa.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. So
Cold in New York.
it's cold.
Freezing. Yeah, we got like a foot of snow.
Shit man. Alright, let me just swipe up a bit. Ayo. Untuk episode 2 sama BUBARENG guys. Swipe up ya, atau klik link.
Iya, aku kerja. Guys, kalian tolong saman itu dong si OB biar aku kerja berdua gitu loh. Ganti judul, Bion.
Apa judul? What's judul sih now?
Title.
Okay. Kontak terus.
Ya, aku kerja ya.
Okay, I'm just changing the title and then we're gonna start. So like, for this episode itself, like no one knew who it was, so we just kept it a secret. That's why.
You never did that before?
Yeah, we never did that before. So like before, like we just said like who it was. So like,
I think I saw something on Instagram about that too.
You did?
Like it was like a question mark over the person. It was from not from you, from someone else.
Yeah.
But I saw it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna give you the link right now so that at least you can see like what they're asking and like stuff they're asking in the chat box.
Are you gonna send it on Discord?
I sent it on WhatsApp.
Okay. Is it on Nemo?
Yeah, it's on Nemo.
Jadi ini barusan Bion bilang kayak Bion tuh nggak bocorin siapa nih gestarnya gitu loh. Terus how should I call you ya? What's his?
Zane.
Zane. You call him Zane. Is that your real name?
For now.
Okay.
Zane.
Okay, so we're gonna start then. So like we're just gonna show you a couple questions, and then the thing about it is like at the end of this, I'm gonna allow you to ask me 5 questions. So like any 5 questions that you wanna ask, I'm gonna answer it as honest as I can, and I'll have to answer it. So even if it has to be like, even if it's like evil strat or anything, I'm just gonna say it. Okay. So I mean like, and then questions I ask, you can just answer it if you want to. If not, you can throw us out. It doesn't matter.
All right, sounds good.
Bentar Bion.
Like,
I'm gonna translate it first.
Like,
I'm
guys,
gonna translate. Bion, I have to translate everything you say.
Okay.
Oke, jadi kayak gini guys. Caranya nanti tuh Bion bakal tanya-tanya pertanyaan ke Zeyn kan. Terus nanti Zeyn tuh bakal dikasih waktu buat tanya 5 pertanyaan buat Bejon gitu. Gitu doang. Nanti di YouTube gak ada subnya guys. Di sini subnya live.
Subnya live.
Ya, aku udah kerja nih. Jadi Bion, later when both of you said something, give like some space for me to translate to the viewers.
Okay. Ready.
Okay.
All right. So we're just gonna start with something easy, and then we're gonna increase like the level, the difficulty of it. That's all right. So you know, anticipation of plays.
All right.
Dale, translate lah.
Ulang.
Udah
You
ada,
guys say it
udah
again.
gak usah skip gak penting nih. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
just gonna start with like maybe an introduction from yourself. Who you are for the people that might not know who you are, and well, whatever you want to tell us about yourself.
Well, if you don't know who I am, MOBAZANE. I played jungler for Team BTK recently in the M3 series, and yeah, I feel like it's where most people know me. And I do YouTube as well.
Okay, so guys, kalau lu gak
Yeah.
tahu kan, MOBAZANE itu YouTuber, lu bisa follow dia di MOBAZANE official kan? Wait, official? Or just MOBAZANE?
MOBAZANE on YouTube, MOBAZANE official on Instagram. That's Instagram.
Okay. Alright.
Ya, buat yang nggak kenal, ini tuh jungler kemarin di BTK di M3 series. Tapi mungkin semua udah pada tahu sih. Next.
Okay. So we're just gonna start with simple questions, like I said. So it's more about like the first one is just about like, when did you play Mobile Legends? And before that, like we know like you played LOB as well. So why do you switch? Will I translate to do it first?
Jadi sebelum ini dia main LOL, right?
No, AOV.
LOB. Terus sekarang Bion nanya kenapa dia ganti. So guys, aku udah banget gak translate, jadi kalian kayak maafin aku ya.
Yeah.
Jadi sekarang Bion lagi nanya kenapa dia ganti ke Mobile Legends.
Okay.
It's done?
Yeah,
Good?
it's done. Yeah, it's done.
You can answer now.
I downloaded ML about 5 years ago, and then I kept playing on and off. But around 2 years ago, I came back to Mobile Legends from AOV because AOV was really dying, and then I started playing Marksman. That was actually the first time that I ever played Marksman. Was 2 years ago when I came back to ML, and yeah, I've been playing ever since, doing YouTube with it, streaming. You want to translate? I don't want to
Yeah.
say too much before you have to translate.
Jadi guys, dia tuh pertama kali download Mobile Legends 5 tahun yang lalu. Terus dia baru mulai main lagi tuh 2 tahun yang lalu karena menurut dia tuh AOV lagi udah agak mati gitu loh guys. Habis itu dia mulai main jungler. Alright.
Cool. Yeah. So like I myself, right? Like I don't know if you knew, but like I came from AOB as well, and I switched over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like
There was an Evo team in Evo, AOV as well, right?
yeah. There's like 2 Evo teams. So like one was like Evo's Thailand, one was like Evo's Indonesia.
Yeah, we actually went versus Evo's Indonesia. I remember scrimming some of the members.
Who do you
Do
remember?
you remember any of the names? Like, I know some of them had N at the, like, Juan? No.
No. There's one.
Han? There was like some names that I remember. Not Juan, that's ML, but do you remember some Indo names?
Yeah, that's Han. There's Han. There's one guy's called Han.
Han?
Yeah,
Han?
Han.
Was he the tank? Was he the tank?
He was the DS laner.
Oh. It's
Yeah.
hard to remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah, it was.
But I remember Han.
Cool.
Do you want to translate?
Yeah, okay.
I'm scared to say too much before she has to
No, I'm
translate.
also scared that I'm gonna forget everything that you guys say. Right? Okay, jadi
Yeah.
guys. Jadi barusan MOBAZANE bilang, si Bion bilang dulu dia juga dari EOV kan. Terus si MOBAZANE tanya, Air Force juga ada tim EOV kan? Terus Bion bilang, ada satu Indo, satu Thailand. Habis itu Zain bilang, dulu gue pernah scrim tuh sama yang tim EOV EVOS Indo, dan dia ingat ada satu player namanya Han, tapi dia kira Wan. Oke, gitu. Oke.
Yeah. So like I think like most players from AOV actually went to ML. At least like those in Southeast Asia, but I think like right now because of the price pool, like some players are actually going back.
To AOV?
Yeah, to AOV.
I saw something about like a 20 million prize pool or
Yeah, the
something.
price pool is insane, right?
Ridiculous like that. For AOV, yep.
Are you thinking about it?
No, I don't want to go back. I like ML.
Okay.
Like, ever since I switched from AOV to ML, I never played a single game of AOV. Not one. Like, I never touched the game ever again. I like ML too much.
Okay. No, I think like you can just do it like
Translate?
this. Yeah, you can just do like a summary, like the points that are not very important. You don't have to like really translate it in full.
No, but
Mm.
everyone asked me to not translate because everyone understand anyway.
Okay.
Oh.
Gak translate ya guys ya.
Ya,
Okay.
kalau questions lebih penting kita baru translate ya. Kalau
Yeah.
gak penting banget kita jangan translate. So just saying like if the question is like really important, then we'll translate. If it's just like casual talk, then we won't translate.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So like we were talking about the prize pool itself. Like, what do you think about the prize pool in comparison from like AOV to Mobile Legends itself?
I mean, the prize pool for M3, it was a big increase from M2, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully M4 is another big increase, maybe 1.5 million or something like that. Hopefully, I don't know. That would be that would be pretty nice.
Okay.
But the 20 million, that's with KOG in it too, right? Do you know what KOG is?
Yeah, but like KOG itself, it's I think like they're running an AOV qualifier, but they're not really playing on KOG.
So that 20 million prize pool is all AOV?
Yeah, it's all AOV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to go back. Now that you say that, I might have to.
Yeah. No.
Translate Bion. Jadi tadi
eh,
what's
no,
KWG sih?
go translate.
KOG,
It's like China
like
AOV.
the Chinese
Yeah.
China AOV. Yep.
Okay, Bion you translate.
Ya kan tadi kita lagi bahas AOV sama ML kan price punya beda berapa tuh kan tahun ini AOV price punya lumayan gede kan dan dia mikir price pool itu udah kayak dibagi sama China AOV tapi nggak bagi tuh itu benar-benar pure AOV so dia mikir oh kalau gitu mungkin dia mau balik ke AOV. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. So so since we're on this topic between like AOV and Mobile Legends, like what do you feel like the competition is? Like how do you think the competition is different? Is it harder? Is it easier?
I would say ML's harder, honestly. ML's a lot because I got a lot better coming from AOV to ML. Like I definitely got a lot better, and yeah, I would certainly say ML's more competitive. Probably because there's a lot more players, to be honest. A lot more downloads.
So in your opinion, like the top ML players versus like the top AOV players, it's the AOV players are probably better in general. I mean the ML players are better.
I mean, it's hard to say because I wasn't even at the top. I think in the AOV tournament I played in, I was like 8th place, you know, so I wasn't necessarily with all the top players and stuff like that. But I could definitely feel that over time I did get a lot better after ML. I'm not entirely sure though about the pro players being better or worse. I think they might be better though
Okay.
in ML.
So what do you think like is the main difference though between like ML and AOV itself?
Oh, it's been so long. I mean, the game's probably changed so much ever since I played it, you know?
I feel like the concept is more or less the same because like the patches of AOV itself, they don't really change things that much. Whereas in ML, you know, like the dynamics change a lot from patch to patch.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you played AOV recently? How was it?
I think last time I played it was just in C games, but like that was like 2 years ago. But
Yeah, pretty much the same.
I don't think it's like there's much changes, but yeah, I think like gameplay is pretty much the same. But if like for this topic, I think like in my opinion, like AOV and ML, I would say like ML is just the damage ratio is just a lot higher. Like people can die.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
People
People hurt a lot more in
Yeah,
ML.
they do.
A lot more damage.
Like you can just.
I would say that is the biggest difference. You're right.
Yeah.
Probably number one difference.
And like, I think like because of that, like that makes the game tempo really faster because everything just dies a lot quicker.
Now that you mention that, yeah, I was thinking that as well when I was switching. I remember, and then I forgot about it until you just said it.
Yeah.
Because everything, yeah, it's a lot less damage in AOV. You can't ever really do that much damage as you do in ML. But here you have heroes that can 1v5 and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. So okay, I think that's enough for this. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. So like many people say that like like you're kind of like the king of marksman in NA, or like you're a marksman main in NA, right? And like because of that, like many people think that you can play marksman itself. Like what do you have to say about that? We'll let the translator do it first. No.
Could you say that? Could you say that again?
I'm typing the
Oh, yeah,
previous one.
Okay. I'll say it again. So like basically like more or less like people think of you as like a good marksman player, right? Like a good godly marksman player in North America itself. But because of that, like people kind of think that you only play marksman. So like, what do you think about that, and what do you have to say?
I mean, before I came back to ML 2 years ago, I was always actually an assassin player. I only played assassins and never marksman. In AOV, I would play like fighter jungles, a lot of that mostly. Zill, Zephyrs, those are my first two. Kriknak, I remember
Yeah.
as well. And even when I first played ML, it was always Saber, Karina, Haya, Lance, Guzhin. I used to play those heroes, but now I'm just a bit rusty on them all. That's why I played Saber in M3.
Okay.
Because when I first played ML, I had like 4,000 games on Saber.
Well, that's insane,
So
man.
yeah, yeah.
You know like what Saber reminds me of? Like Saber's kit is exactly the same as this one here in AOV.
New or old?
Uh,
Like, was it out when I
um,
played?
yeah, it was out when you played.
Trying to think who that might be. I don't know.
Batman.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah, it's kind
He
of
was
same
he
braid.
was a little bit. He was a lot stronger level 2 though. Early game.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember people would invade with him. They'd get level 2 then start invading.
Yeah, but I mean like the kit itself, like when you hit level 4, it's pretty much the same thing. You should just burst one guy, pick someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Just a ton of damage.
No.
But I think I just like marksman more, but I could always play uh fighters a bit. Maybe not Barats and Karina like how I did in M3, but some other fighters I could certainly play. I do enjoy playing them as well on my stream sometimes.
Okay. So like in the future, you think you're gonna play more assassins? Let's say be it like M4, like maybe if you play MPL.
Um, there's a chance that I could learn a few. Or
Oh,
maybe even go gold lane. I'm not too sure about going gold lane, but I don't know. I never really tried that gold lane versus really good players. Maybe that's something I could try when I come to Indonesia.
okay. Okay, got it. No, so you're doing like translation through text, or you're gonna say
So
it out?
I'm just gonna type it.
But if you're gonna type it, you're gonna get flooded, right?
I think it's okay. Kalian bisa baca translator aku kan, soalnya kan aku subscribe. Bisa gak?
Aku bikin slow mode aja ya. 20
Nah,
gig.
ada Aldin tuh. Bisa bantu.
Okay.
Oh, mas. Obe lagi sama istri, guys.
Okay, we'll try that first. So like she's just gonna type it in chat, so we can at least like go with the flow, so we don't have to pause as much.
What does Biza mean?
Visa.
BISA?
Visa means okay, like it's good, like yeah.
Bisa
Good?
means can.
Yeah, visa means can yeah can okay yeah.
Oh. Because I've seen that a lot. Bisa.
Yeah, bisa means can.
Okay.
How many people in Indo they speak English? A good amount, or
I think like that question just the Indonesian should answer. No.
let me let the chat answer. How many? 30%? Like what percent of Indonesia speaks English?
I think it's quite a lot now these days. For this generation, yeah, I think so.
No one, none.
No, definitely not no one. Yeah, probably 30
Around
to
like
40.
yeah, 30ish.
Yeah,
30ish.
but I'll say like
But the kiddos, okay, but the kids these days, all of them like are forced to learn English in their school.
But I would say like the ones that are really fluent in English, I'd say like it's a good like 10%.
10%.
Yeah, like those that are really fluent in it. Maybe like the top 30% is like they can speak like broken English.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So on next one we're gonna talk about this. So like, I mean like you talk about it as well. You're making plans to go to Indonesia itself. So like, I think you've confirmed it, but like, is that true?
Yeah, I've confirmed that. Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
I mean, you would know it.
Yeah. I think I would. Yeah. Okay. So guys, yeah. Then dia bilang dia pasti ke Indonesia ya. Mungkin aku juga udah tahu kan. Yeah. So like actually like between like Indonesia and Philippines and Malaysia, Singapore, all the other countries, why do you choose to come to Indo?
I think they like me the most in Indo.
So it's mainly
PH.
because
I have a lot more fans there. There would be no point for me to go to PH if everyone doesn't really like me over there.
yeah.
But I probably will go to PH as well. Actually, maybe. I mean, I was planning to go to Indonesia now, and then maybe in April I was gonna go to the Philippines. But since MPL S9 is ending around April, I might just change that plan and go to Indo both times. I'm not too sure.
Okay. So like, do you think that if let's say like you would come to Indo right now, do you think like you would have enough time to like straight away join a roster or like what are your thoughts?
Say that again.
Like, so you're coming to Indo in, was it Feb? Somewhere in February, yeah.
You would know. Yeah. February 4th.
February 4th. So like, actually like, so February 4th, that's kind of like before MPL roster locks, yeah. So like, actually like, what do you think are your odds of like actually joining MPL roster for season 9?
I mean, I can't, right? I remember asking, I think it was Jin, and he told me that the MPL roster locked like January 10th or something. It was pretty early, right?
Yeah, so like
It was in January, right?
yeah, so like for roster lock and MPL, roster lock was January 10th, and for the teams that came from M3, roster lock was January 14. But if you want to add like any players into the roster, it's actually possible still. So like, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So like,
I did not know that.
we kind of have a development league called MDL.
Oh, the MDL.
Yeah, so
it wouldn't be possible to add into the MPL though.
so like you can join through MDL, and then you have to just play for 1 week. And after you play for 1 week, you can be promoted to MPL right away.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like chances of you playing at MPL, that's actually possible still for season 9. If you do things like quick enough, you rush things,
Trying.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. Like that's completely new news to me. I guess there would be a chance though play an MPL season 9 because it starts like mid-February, right?
Yeah, so that's mid-Feb. I think, guys, date udah announced belum ya? So I'm not sure like they really announced the date or not because like we're not supposed to leak it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's announced. Yeah, it's already announced. So MPL season 9 starts on 18th Feb.
18th.
Yeah. So your thoughts of going to Indonesia is purely to trial for MPL team, yeah?
That's the main focus, yeah. I mean, I'll be streaming there as well. But I do want to go into the MPL for sure.
Cool. So like, yeah, go ahead.
No, continue.
Go ahead.
Yeah. even before doing YouTube and all that stuff, that's mostly what I just wanted to do, become a pro player and stuff like that. And then that's why I switched to AOV, and then I switched back from AOV. But North America right now, it's kind of pretty horrible in terms of esports. The only thing is these small tournaments. It's
Yeah.
really, I don't necessarily love what they're doing with NA right now. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
BTK barely even plays too. Like all of BTK, they don't play much at all,
Except you.
except for me, pretty much. Yeah.
So like, since like, we're talking about that, like, is this like your full-time job, or like do you still do this sort of side time?
Yeah,
like, part-time?
pretty much full time.
So just like,
It's been that way for a while now.
cool. So what about the other BTK members? Do they like do it as a part-time while working on the side, or?
Right. Well, not even really. Some of them work, but some of them also have school. BTK Chicken, BTK Shark, they both need to graduate at the moment. I think they both graduate around April, somewhere like that.
So BTK Shock is the tank. What's it? The
Right.
tank player, yeah.
Well,
And Chicken's
mhm.
like the goal laner for M3, but he was XP laner before it.
Exactly. Yep.
Cool. So do you think like they're joining you in Indo afterwards, or?
I know they want to. They were mentioning stuff like that, yeah. So maybe in April it'll be a few of us coming. Maybe like me, Chicken, Shark, and maybe Victor, something like that. And then we could all just have fun in ranked Indo. And potentially look out for future teams. I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to find out. It's hard to say what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
because a lot of things could happen.
Yeah, I think like for like, let's say if like I was American myself, I'd probably move to Indonesia as well. Seeing that like most of the Indo fans like adore you guys.
And even then, like, I would stay in NA, but like no MPL. Still, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, but the good thing
And
about
I don't
NA
know.
itself, I think is that like it's easier for you guys to qualify for like the M series tournament itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. But that's not worth it, to be honest, for me to. I mean, I think we could qualify in another region.
Okay. That's like that's good to have
It'd be
confidence.
a lot
so-
harder. You're right. It would be
Yeah.
a lot harder. That's a great point. It'd be tougher to qualify for M3, but it's possible. It's
Yeah,
possible.
definitely it's possible. I mean, it's good. It's always good to have confidence, and like sometimes like a change in terms of environment and getting out of your comfort zone is probably going to help you improve as a player as well.
I think it might. Yeah.
So how old are you right now? You're 20?
Yeah. 21. August 1st.
Guys, muka dia mirip 20 gak? Menurut gue enggak sih, muka dia udah mirip kayak 25, 26, 29. Muka gue kayak 20 sih guys kalau mukanya ya. Lihat muka gue.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
Ooh,
Oh.
older than me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
20.
20.
Fuck. 20. 24.
Oh man, I'm 28 man, soon.
I was gonna say 25. Still not close.
Yeah. I mean like, it's just the Asian genes, man. Yeah. Man, I was saying like, I look like 20, man. I look like 20 and you look like 25.
Chat is saying 50. Oh man.
Oh, I'm not 50, guys. Onto ya. Yeah. So like we're talking about players, teammates, and yeah. So like we're just moving to this. So like right now, like your plans of moving to Indo, is that like someone you really want to play with? like someone that you just admire playing, and so much that you want to play with him.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
There's
don't
no
really-
one. No, there's no one at all. Like,
Everyone, just anyone who I can play with that's a pro player or something like that. Like I'll give that a chance, you know.
Or like just one name, like just one player that you want to play with, or like, you want to work with, you know. Like like when you see this guy play, you think like, okay, this guy, I'm gonna be teammates with him. I'm gonna win like M4 with him.
I heard Anti-Mage is really smart. Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage?
Anti-Mage. They call him a nickname, right? Professor.
Doctor.
Dr. Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
Maybe him. I think him.
Where did you hear that from, actually?
I forget where I heard it. Dr. Anti-Mage. But I remember hearing that.
Okay. Yeah, Anti-Mage is, yeah, he's smart. But wait till you play with him. You'll understand like why many people choose not to play with him.
Really?
Let's say like there's a history of players who like they just don't want to play with Anti-Mage. It's like a player called Rasi doesn't want to play with Anti-Mage. There's like other players before that's not known doesn't want to play with him. But, you know?
Is it his play style, his attitude? Like, what about it?
Also like the issue is that because like he's a smart guy, right? He's a smart guy, but because like not everyone is able to relate like the same level as him, and from there like there's gonna be friction because it's like, oh, I'm right, even though he's right, but like he says it in a way that disrespects others. Yeah.
That makes me want to play them more now.
Yeah.
Now I want to see what it's like.
Yeah. Evolves MOBAZANE, guys. Yeah. So Anti-Mage, okay. Cool. It looks like you're on track though.
On track for what? For playing with him?
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
As long Indonesia's borders is still open, right? Like I could still come.
I think you might have to check again because I have a friend who wanted to come to Surabaya, which is part of Indonesia itself. He's not allowed to come in on a tourist visa.
Would I have to put in like a work visa?
I'm not sure. I think it differs from like country to country, but my friend who's coming in is coming from Singapore. So Singapore is kind of like it's kind of like what do you call it? Like red flag. Yes, because like the Omicron cases that we have is kind of high. So I'm not sure how it is for the States, but I think you might have to check on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was wondering what else I would need besides, like a vaccine. I don't know if I need a visa. Did I need one? Because when I looked it up, I thought, oh, maybe that's because your friend is from Singapore.
Yeah.
I think U.S. citizens they might not need a visa.
Probably.
Last time I checked.
But I think you might want to check it because like Indonesia itself, they're always changing their rules. So like they might change it like from day to day.
American citizens are not required to have a visa to enter Indo if staying for tourism for 30 days or less.
You're good then.
But then they changed the rules recently, though. So maybe that doesn't even work anymore. When did the rules change? Do you know? Because this thing is posted like December 16th around there.
Let's just ask chat. Guys, kalau orang dari luar, dari Amerika bisa ke Indonesia nggak pakai tourist visa?
Sure, at least one person knows, right? Hopefully.
Gak tahu. They're saying like they don't know. Visa. One thing I learned is that like just don't trust chat. Chat doesn't know shit. Okay.
How come Indonesia loves Nemo TV so much? Why not stuff like YouTube, Facebook? Why Nemo specifically?
I think because like Nemo itself, like most of the Indonesian streamers are on Nemo itself, and like Nemo is heavily like they heavily market Indonesia.
They have what market?
They heavily market Indonesia itself. So like most of like their marketing efforts are targeted towards Indonesians. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because I see like a lot of like most of the pro players they end up streaming on Nemo instead of other things, right?
Yeah.
Like if I see a link in Instagram, it's probably for Nemo or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Like everybody's on it, but nobody in America. That's why it's just a bit different. Because here we only use YouTube pretty much,
Or
and
Twitch. Yeah.
Twitch
Yeah.
as well. Twitch is more for the PC games, you know.
Yeah. And then like in Philippines itself, they use like Facebook. So
Yeah, yeah. Even Zia, the BTK mid laner, he's Filipino and he just uses Facebook. He doesn't even go to YouTube.
yeah. Yeah, I guess like that's the issue with like Mobile Legends. Like all the fans are scattered like all over like on different platforms. Well, yeah, I mean like if you come to Indonesia itself, probably you have to start on Nemo TV. I think like even EVOS is offering contracts on Nemo TV.
Where'd you
Yeah,
hear
kan?
that one from?
Yeah, kan? OB. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to think about that. Streaming on Nemo.
Yeah, probably. Poaching.
Could I stream on both, or would it be Nemo only?
I think like it's better for us to talk about that off live, but yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Moving
Bukan
on.
poaching guys
Next
kan.
question.
Ya, kita lagi bantu temen ya, bukan poaching kan. Woi, translate lah kan kita aku translate ya kan dia lagi type kita lagi bahas ini kan kita lagi bahas kalau Indonesia kenapa orang Indonesia suka pakai Nemo bukan YouTube bukan Twitch bukan kayak platform lain lah dia tanya itu aja. Yeah. So yeah. So like so I have a good question for you actually. So like I understand like in BTK itself, you guys don't have a coach, don't have like an analyst, don't have a manager and stuff like that. And like I think your response back then was because you felt like you guys didn't need one. Was that right?
It was more that we didn't know anyone who would be able to offer value to the team, if that makes sense. Like we knew some coaches, but they weren't really good enough for us to really wanna. They didn't really offer anything to the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the coaches in NA, and we didn't really have many Southeast Asian connections at the time. You know, we only just started recently talking with Southeast Asian players, teams, and stuff like that. So the amount of coaches that we knew, they were very limited. And I figured that we might as well just go in it ourselves because we've always been pretty good at drafting, pretty good at just analyzing ourselves. But I don't know, maybe maybe in Indonesia, yeah, we could find a better coach than
Is there like
some of the people we know.
Is there like any names that you guys tried for coaches or analysts?
I guess that would come with a team, no? Unless we all 5 moved to Indonesia.
Yeah,
as a whole team.
I mean like back then in M3 when you guys tried coaches, were they like?
Oh,
was it like?
I guess the only 2 people, pretty much the only 2 people we knew were Assassin Dave and RQ James. That was it.
Cool,
only those 2, and then we figured we might as well just go at it alone. We didn't have many options.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. So speaking of like coaches itself, like so back then, like you guys only knew like James and Assassin Dave, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys knew like the coaches or analysts in Indonesia or Philippines itself?
No.
No.
I mean, we have some idea, but back then, absolutely none. No.
Have you heard of this guy called Lenang Mega?
Don't think so. No.
Try thinking again. Like this guy's pretty famous. Like he's a really good coach.
Say it again.
Lanang Mega. You don't know who he is?
No.
Okay. I think like pretty soon you know him, man. It's like he's an up and coming coach. Yeah. So like
Up and coming.
yeah, up and coming. So like so I'll give you some context. Yeah. So like
All right.
you know, like because the SEA Games is coming up soon for Mobile Legends, and like they're choosing coaches in Indonesia. And right now, like the top 4 coaches that are picked right now, it's James, me, Cole Lewis, and this guy called Lana Mega.
How is he? He's a good coach.
Apparently, he is like, I mean, he will be a good coach, right? Because like he was picked, right? So like there's a lot of like controversy right now because no one knows who he is. But yeah, he was picked, so like there's a controversy like around it right now. But I mean, like if he was picked, probably like for good reasons as well. So
You ever speak with him? He's a nice guy.
I really want to speak with him, but like I don't even know who he is and I don't have his contact. So like guys, netizen kalau lu tahu Lana Mega IG-nya atau apa kasih tahu sih. And no one knows who he is. Like no one knows his Instagram, no one knows his socials. It's just like a random guy that pop out of nowhere.
I want to check the chat. I keep trying to look. It's tempting. I don't want to look though.
Yeah. It's saying like, okay, yeah. I mean, like, you can look if you want, you know, just take a peek. Yeah.
All right, help me out, chat. Let's see it. Don't trust him. Nice. It's the first thing I see. Evo's Clover.
Yeah, so like,
Evo's Lunch.
yeah, I'm just gonna educate you a bit. So like, you know, like how
Mhm.
in Twitch, are you familiar with Twitch a lot? You know, like how there's like,
Oh.
you know, like this Twitch memes, like Pepe, like all the memes, like stuff
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
like poggers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like in Nemo, like we have that too, right? So like let's say if like everyone always asks like, oh, like ask for like the source of it, everyone's just gonna give like Evil's Clover right now.
That's like. Wait, say that again.
So let's say like example, like everyone's asking, it just sound like we were asking, right? Like does anyone know who Lana Mega is, or like what's his Instagram? So like when anyone who doesn't know anything, they're just gonna say like, oh, Instagram Evil's Clover. Yeah. And like, there's like kind of like there's other memes as well in Nemo itself. So like they have like their own like code words and shit like that.
Clover's in the lineup for MPL 9.
So sorry.
He's in the lineup, Clover.
I mean
Main.
I can't
Yes,
really
no?
say that because like we haven't announced our roster, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
That's why.
that's fine. But if it's something like, you know, like something's already announced, so like whatever, I'm
You
just
want
gonna
to text
answer
me it? You want to text me it on WhatsApp quick?
it. Sure, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's see it.
I'll text you.
All right.
Okay.
I see.
Hafiz sudah di draw guys, mampus ya, cupu banget.
Zane spill. No, I can't. I can't do it. When do you plan to announce?
I can't say that too, but I think it's gonna be somewhere between like this before before.
There's a lot of stuff you can't say.
Yeah, because like it's for media and stuff, right? So like, but it's gonna be before 14th February. That's what like our boss said. So spill enggak bisa spill guys. Ini confidential banget.
A lot of confidential stuff.
Yeah.
Spill Zane, please. Oh man, I like reading the chat. I read the chat a lot even when I'm streaming. It feels like I'm almost streaming. I know. I just have Nemo pulled up on my phone. I'm just looking at it. It's interesting because like we don't really ever do stuff like that, you know, like keep things secretive in
Yeah.
BTK because it's just us, you know. There's really like if we want to say something, we just say it. But I understand. It's just it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's kind of different when you're into org because, like, in terms of like media, what do you call it? Like what do you call it? Marketing, stuff like that.
Yeah,
How they do your
that's why.
branding as well. Yeah, that's why.
Right.
Spill cup is a spill, I guess. Just a side question. Do you know who Jenny is?
Jenny?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. If you come to Indonesia, you'll probably know Jenny, especially if like you live on Nemo.
It's a big streamer on Nemo.
It's just like really big, like really big. Not just her, like something else is like really big too.
Oh, really big.
Really, really big. And they have names as well. Yeah. But yeah, you'll find out soon. They're called like Upin and Ipin. Yeah.
Say that again.
They have names as well. So like they're called Upin Ipin. This is the name of like
Open,
Upin
open,
Ipin.
Ipin,
Yeah.
Ipin,
Yeah. No.
open Ipin,
Yep. That's right.
open Ipin. Interesting. All right.
Okay. So we're just gonna move to this. So it's like when you guys played M3, yeah. And you guys got third, was it? Third place, yeah.
All right. Damn, you can't remember? Yep, third.
And I'm just making sure, yeah. I'm just making sure like I don't mess up, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, what do you think you guys lost? Yeah. What do you think you guys lost in M3?
I think one of the bigger issues was switching up our lanes, gold lane and XP.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Like Victor was like goal laner before, right?
Yeah, but his heroes didn't work anymore in Indonesia. That was the thing. He was getting like it was hard to really manage in the laning phase with fighter heroes in gold lane because you're just going versus marksmen that outrange you, and then they duo lane, you know, with Raph, with Estes, something like that. So it's really hard to win. So the idea was, we had Chicken go on gold lane and play mainly just Beatrix and Lunox. It's really all he could play as marksman because he wasn't comfortable on any other heroes. And then Victor went over to XP, but I think if Victor did play marksman at the time, we probably would have done a lot better because Chicken is a lot better on XP than he is on gold lane. You know,
Yeah.
he's a really good pack, really good Yuzong that we weren't able to really use.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's the issue with Mobile Legends itself, yeah, because like the changes in each patch, like it's crazy because you have to switch up from like being a fighter player to like marksman player all of a sudden, and like to mates, you know. You just gotta be really flexible in Mobile Legends compared to like other MOBAs itself.
Yeah, the meta never really stays the same.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
So like after playing M3 itself and scrimming with like many different teams, how would you rate like your standard, like your team standard?
Like in the whole world?
And in a whole world, yeah.
Ooh, it's a good question.
It doesn't have to be that serious.
I don't know. It's hard.
Or we could just give like a ranking itself, like doesn't have to be like like rank 1 to 5. You could just probably just rank your team and say, okay, like maybe like your top like I don't know, top 5, top 6, top 3. You get the
Yeah,
top 3 in the
maybe
world,
I
but
was thinking that. I was
yeah.
thinking like top 5, top 6 in the world. I think that would be a good answer.
Yeah, so like in terms of like the public, everyone think like you guys are like the third best team in the world because you guys got third, yeah. But like if you were to make your own ranking, like who would would the teams be like in terms of ranking itself? Maybe like the teams that didn't qualify for M3 or actually like got knocked out earlier than they should, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, even some of the teams that got knocked out early in M3, you know, Onyx, Indo, SMG, these really weren't too bad of teams, you know. Like SMG got 16th, but it doesn't mean they were the worst team in
Yeah.
M3, right? So stuff like that. The MPL teams were quite pretty strong actually. Non M3, Bigatron. I know we scrimmed versus Evos a lot as
Yeah.
well. We scrimmed versus you guys a good amount. Um, they were all pretty challenging to be honest. Philippines as well. We would scrim versus Bren a little bit. We would scrim versus a new lineup of Echo, I believe, something like that. At the time, I think they changed their whole roster. It's been announced already, so I can say.
Yeah. So what would the rankings be like? Maybe like just the top top 6 in the world right now?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
I guess
let's make
then
it top 8. Yeah, just top 8. So it's a
top
nicer
eight.
number. Yeah.
So I would say number one and two would I guess would have to be the Philippines teams since they were the winners of M3. Third place. Oh, third place. I'm already running into problems. It's hard. It's really hard to rank teams like that. Um, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is the third best team in the world?
um, I don't know because like we didn't qualify for M3 itself, right? So I want to hear from like someone who played M3.
Do you mean like out of just M3? I feel like that'd be
Like
easier.
everyone, like even teams that weren't in M3 itself.
I think in M3, RQ probably was the third strongest team.
Okay.
I expected Onyx Indo to be really strong. I don't know. I don't know what really happened because in MPLI, it was MPLI. They did really good over there, but
Yeah.
then they came over to M3, and I don't know. What do you think happened to them?
Um, I don't know. Like what I heard was that like because like they won like MPL and then they won MPLI, and like the amount of hours that they were putting in, they just got burned out by the time they hit M3.
You think they might have gotten a bit lazy after winning?
Probably lazy, complacent. You know, we never know unless like we're the ones like from the like we're the players inside or like the staff inside.
Hmm.
So yeah.
But yeah, I guess I would have to put RQ third in M3. Fourth. Mm, I think we'd probably be the fourth strongest in M3 then. Probably right below RQ. We scrimmed versus RQ a lot, man. We scrimmed versus them probably like 20 games, 25 games during the whole time we were there. There's a lot.
Cool. Well, what was like the win rate like between you guys and RQ itself?
They would win a little bit more than us. I would say maybe like
60-40?
we would, yeah, something like that. Some maybe even a little bit more for them. Maybe like 35-65, something like that.
So who would win
Yeah,
number like
they were
number
hard to
5,
beat.
6, 7, and 8?
These are hard questions.
Yeah.
I already forgot half the M3 teams,
All right, like
so
you
I gotta
can,
think back.
how about like for M3 teams as well? Just make it like top 5, and then like like you can add like teams outside of M3 too.
Oh, so top five. The fifth strongest team for M3. How about you tell me, and then I'll see if I agree or not.
Probably be Onyx Indo for me.
Onyx Indo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I was hesitant to put them because they didn't do too great, but they did take a game off of Blacklist, and we scrimmed Onyx Indo too. I remember losing to Sans Haya and Drion mid lane Nathan. They were good. They were good.
What was the win rate like between you guys and or like Indo? And
We only had one set, 4 games. It was 1-3. They won 3.
okay.
They won
Cool.
3. 2 of the games, Sans went Fanny, and he would invade me so bad. I
Sure.
hated it.
Okay.
So we were thinking if we ever went versus them in M3, we were probably gonna maybe ban Fanny
Cool.
because it was so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I like you already, man. Like against Onyx and MPL playoffs, so yes, we banned Fanny too.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
He it was hard to deal with that.
Actually,
I think we lost. I think we lost 3 games, and then I might have gotten a savage on them in the 4th. It was a YSS, I remember. I think that's what happened.
dia dapat savage lawan Onyx Indo, guys. Waduh.
I looked at the chat and they reminded me. But yeah, we got beat up by Sans Fanny.
Okay. It's good to know. I don't know if we face like Onyx and season 9, if we're gonna ban Fanny still. Counter Fanny is Saber? I don't know. What do you have to say about that? Since you play a lot of Saber.
Ooh, still kind of weak level 2. They're still gonna invade you, and he can't really do a lot. Antique is so good for countering Saber. Antique is OP right now.
Oh yeah,
You
because
just have like 5 of them.
yeah,
It stacks like multiple
because it's
teammates
basic
can
attacks
build
too,
it.
right? Yeah.
No, it's just skill damage, skill
Let's see what
damage.
that means. Sure.
So like Saber's blades, if a few teammates have it, I do no damage.
Cool.
It's a super strong item right now.
So like, what about teams like, let's say like, that's your list for like M3 itself. What about your list for like in the world, like for teams without M3? Like just maybe just the top 5. Would it be any
Ooh,
different?
top 5.
Top 6. Let's just make top 6 since there's more teams right now. Right? Would it be any different?
I think. Ooh, I think it's hard, man, because it's so hard to answer because a lot of in the recent MPL, like MPL 9, like we don't know what the standings are gonna be.
Yeah.
Like
But
it's tough.
let's just say like base this off like guest scrims and M3 itself.
Mm. I liked how Bigatron played. I think they were pretty good actually. Bigatron, what do you think about them?
Yeah, I think like they're good, but I think like I'd say like at least like Indo itself, I would say right now like probably top 5, top 6, top 5. I'd say.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in Indo right now.
Oh, we
Like,
scrim versus. I remember it's hard. I'm forgetting. We scrim versus Alter Ego too. Selly Boy, Leo, all of them. But I honestly think oh, it's hard to say, man, because they always go back and forth. It's so hard to rank. It's a lot of back and forths. I don't think I can do it, bro. I can't rank it. It's too difficult for me.
got it.
I really can't.
Alright man, we'll just move on to the next question. So guys, kan dia bilang kan susah banget kan ranking tim di luar M3 karena semua udah mirip banget lah tuh.
Yeah, it's a hard question. I can't do it.
Okay. So this is more of a personal question right now. So like you're like you're ranking teams just then. What about like you yourself? Like where would you rank yourself as a jungler versus like other junglers out there?
Probably either number 3 or number 4, around there.
3 and 4 in the world.
Top 3, top 4, yeah.
In the world, right? Not just M3, right?
Yeah.
So who's like top 1 to 4?
Alright. I was thinking maybe Wise, Kyrie, Albert, me. Something like similar to that.
Okay. Cool. Just a nice try first. Hey, where will you put first stick though?
Oh, Fursick?
Yeah. First stick and Suns, because like those guys are like guys from Indo, right? So I think like the Indo like netizens want to know where you put like first stick and Suns.
I'm really trying to remember, man. Because I think we didn't go versus Evos much in M3, you know?
Yeah.
I think I remember going versus. Oh, it's so difficult to even remember. And sometimes you guys wouldn't always have Fursick on the lineup, I remember, in scrims.